everybody, I'm Sarah Harnish. I'm a Young Living Diamond. I'm the author of the Game Plan book, The Complete Strategy Guide to Go from Starter Kit to Silver, and you have made it all the way to day 9 of boot camp. I'm so proud of you. This is hard. This is intense training. It's legit. This is difficult to do, and you guys are doing it. You're keeping up on a 350-page book and filling out the worksheets so you got accountability and watching all these crazy videos. So I got them a little jumbled up last night. I'm sorry. We're going to correct that tonight. If you're not watching live and you're watching up on the website later on, my web guy is going to fix them. So I'll be wearing 2 different shirts in 2 of the videos, but we at least have them in the right order. Sorry about that. You're going to look and say, wait a second, wasn't she in a pink shirt? Isn't she in a green shirt? Now, if you're colorblind, I'm good to go. I'm totally set. I want to do a huge shout out. Thank you for the kind words. To Kara Ann, who says she's all about the game plan, praying over her business. We're going to hit that very, very soon. I'm super excited. Lori says she's a day behind, been a couple rough days, but look at her. She's got all her notes out and going. Trish is doing all the hard work. She's got her hubby working on it with her. Oh my word. Oh my word. We got Brooke. Look at all of her hard work in here. And Suzanne got my game plan buddy with her. We got husbands on couches and people sitting outside. And Jolene says business cards and sample packets came today. Baby's asleep, so it's time for this mama to fill those purple bags. If you want purple bag training, super easy. It's up under the share button at oilabilityteam.com. 80% of your business just being prepared, just having the right tools. Kim, look at her. Kim has got her game planner wide open, and she's killing it with all of her materials out there. That is a diamond rising right there. Okay, ready for day 9. Here we go, in it to win it. I'm jumping right in. I got my notes right in front of me here. Our oils of the night are peppermint, because Lord knows you're going to need this tonight when we're doing strategy training. Also, inspiration oil. We're going to be talking a little bit about how to build your business online, and that requires a lot of creativity, right? Lots of creativity and marketing and all of that. So inspiration oil. And then the third one is motivation, because sometimes I just can't get my butt in gear. I'm going to shoot straight with you. Motivation oil, amazing oil. All right, we're going to jump right into the chapter that I missed, which let me take a look at it. I completely skipped over it, which I'm really sorry because I did actually really like that chapter a lot. Which is chapter 15, growing your business online. Chapter 15. If you're following along in the second edition of the book, we're on page 151, and we're flying through it. So I'm going to shoot straight with you. I have no problem telling you when I don't do something well. I am not a jack of all trades. Actually, I'm not really good at most things. Like math, I'm pretty bad at math. And teenage boys stink. I don't do very good around teenage boys stink. When I do laundry, I fill the entire bottom of the floor with soap suds. And so my husband 20 years ago said, I'm done. Don't touch the laundry. I'm going to handle the laundry from here on out. So I haven't done laundry in like 20 years, right? Because he's just amazing with it. This is one of those things that I'm not terribly good at, which is online building. I did not build my business that way. I built my business by grabbing a 3-page script, sitting on a couch and reading it to people over and over and over and over again. 288 times, 289 we hit Crown Diamond. We're now over 500 classes. We're very close to Crown Diamond. So I'll have to count and tell you. I know 70% of people in Young Living do build by in-person relationships, right? And the other 30%, it's a mix of many different things. Now that said, just because 70% build one way and 30% build another way doesn't mean the 30% are wrong. If there's anything I want you to get out of Game Plan, it's that it's not the system. This is not the book. It's not the only way, right? And your way of sharing is not the wrong way of sharing if it gets you results, right? If you got results and it's ethical, then go for it, and you just keep doing that way until you get to diamond. The reason that I see people drop off the bandwagon is because they either slip in leader mode or they stop doing the things that actually grew their business in the first place. So there's no wrong way to share. Game Plan is about bringing everybody together, right? It's about bringing all the tools of the diamonds together, bringing all the resources, all the different ways that it's been done. I'll show you the things I know 100% don't work, for sure, right? Not building relationships, people are just going to drop off your team like flies if the relationship isn't there. Being timid to talk to people, that's going to be a pothole in the road. Getting distracted, we're going to hit on distractions later this week, and I'm going to punch you in the face again, just like I did with excuses. It's another thing that will just kick you right. You're not going to succeed in network marketing if you're taking the little bit of time you have and putting it in the wrong places, right? That said, there are 10,000 ways of doing this correctly. There's not just one way of doing it correctly. And you're going to experience that tonight when we're talking about building online, and you're going to experience it tonight when we're talking about strategy, because there's a lot of strategies that work. I'm just going to show you what doesn't work, right? I'll show you the things to stay away from, and I'm going to show you a couple of ways that it does work. But just hear my heart. It doesn't mean it's the only way, right? It doesn't mean it's the only way. So, there's one message I want you to get from Game Plan, and that's unity. I'm all about Team Young Living, leaning on other people's gifts and talents, their strategies, their ways of doing things, following people who have results, right? I'm a blue-red personality. If you know the color personalities, blue's like a lot of fun. We like to have a good time, but I'm also red, and I'm almost equally the two. And so I really like hustle. I like to do things that get me where I want to go. I'm a mom of 5. I can't waste a lot of time, or we don't get our homeschool day done, and newscasts don't get written, and books don't get published, right? So I'm all about the results and the research behind it. This chapter was very heavily researched. Lots and lots of work went into it. And so I want you to know that my heart is never to put down a system, never to put down a way you might have been trained, or something you might have heard, or something you've done that's gotten results. It's just to show you where the potholes are in the road, right? And maybe if I don't talk about the way you're sharing, it doesn't mean that it's not a right way to share, right? If you're signing kits with it, great. Good job. Really good job. All right. So this is a good place to talk about delegation. Ooh, 59.3% green. Becky, that sounds exactly perfectly worded like a green. Yeah, cross-line training's okay, but you're not going to grow your team if you're doing it, right? I got my leaders on here right now because I want to make sure that I'm growing my team while I'm growing your teams also, right? So what do? If cross-line come to me and they really want to get trained, I say, I know this amazing book. It's called Game Plan. It's like the Bible of Young Living, 350 pages. There's a workbook. Go get the book and the workbook, and the videos are free online. You just got trained inside out, upside down, backwards and forward on network marketing. Bam. Right? You help them, you point them in the right direction, but you didn't expend your resources or your time because you're focused on growing your organization and your team, right? Okay, so delegation, let's talk about that for just a minute. And this is a skill that's critical to lead a team. It's so important to have. You got to know your weak spots, and you've got to delegate the rest. Oh, I love my yellows. As a red, I always want to be more yellow. That's a personality type I wish I had more of, but I don't. I don't have any compassion. My husband always says, he goes, Sarah, it's really good that I'm yellow dominant, because we go to the ocean. You got one kid following you and you're picking up seashells. And then I got 2 kids getting sucked out by riptides. One's falling face down with the waves in their face, and the other one's getting a sunburn. And you forgot to put the sunscreen on because you're blue, right? And I'm the one that saves the day. I'm the one that goes in to make sure that you still have offspring, right? It's so true, man. A world without yellows is a really, really bad world. Really bad world. My husband's yellow-green, and I love him so much. He is so smart and so analytical, and his strengths are all my weaknesses. And I love being around him. But I am blue. And when I write books, I am as red can be. And when I am homeschooling, I am the red. I am the red, right? But I just love people, and I live in blue most of the time. So if you want to know more about the personality types, would you do me a favor and go bless a family that I love so much? You got it, Trish. Gpbadamo.com, ADAMO. And his color personality book, Full Spectrum Success, is amazing. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go pick up that book and go read it. All right. Jacob just left us this year. He passed away of liver failure and left behind his wife and his 7 beautiful children. They are really good friends of John and I, and I would just love to see him blessed. So if you need a good summer read, please go grab that book. Or if you're watching boot camp later on and it's winter and there's snow and you're looking out the window going, what's she talking about? She's lost her mind. If you need a winter read, go grab Jacob Adamo's book, all right? Okay, delegation, skill that's really critical to lead a team. You got to know your weak spots and delegate the rest. I am not good at math. Math and me don't get along. So I hire out a mama, and I pay her, so she has her ER order covered every single month, right? And I pay her to go tally my contests for me to make sure everything's fair. She's got a lot of green in her, and she's really good at that. Blues, we're not too good at delegating contests, right? Or tallying things fairly. So right now I'm in the middle of giving away an Aroma Complete to my team. I just did a training with them on it. And I got somebody else tallying all that because I don't want to mess up the numbers. That's not my strength, right? Not my strength. So defer to the strengths of your leaders, defer to the strengths of other people, and just love on them and lean on them and let them do the things they're good at, and you do the things you're good at, right? You do the things that you're good at. So all that said, Mary Clendenin, beautiful friend of mine, super gifted blogger. And I asked her to pop on and do a chapter about all things social media. I did write the section on Facebook. Facebook is my jam. As you can see, it's how I'm talking to 24,000 of you guys right now. Mary, her jam is blogging, and she's good. She runs a blog called The Encouraging Home. She's got over 100,000 people on that blog. She built it to that in like less than a year. And so let me just give you some highlights of this chapter, and then you can go back and reread it. Because she's a powerhouse, really. She built her team all the way to platinum just using her blog. So, number one, don't try to learn a new skill. If you've never blogged in your life and you don't even know what WordPress is, okay, or the Genesis platform or any of those things, and you don't know about domain names or hosting sites, you probably don't want to launch your business starting with blogging. Right? The reason that you do that is because you're afraid of making contact with people and you're looking for another way where you can get out of that face-to-face interaction. But what's going to end up happening is you're going to try to go and build a blog. You're not going to have success with it because it's something you've never done, and you still don't have the skills that you need to be able to build even with blogging. And then you're going to give up on network marketing and say it doesn't work. It does work, but if you don't have any background in blogging, that's probably not the place you want to start. If you have no background in anything and you've never done, ever done network marketing, then just grab the 3-page script in the back of Game Plan and share it with people, all right? Share it with people, yes, I do, or Savvy, do you like it? And so that would be my advice to you. Now, if you do have a background in blogging, or you have done a blog before, right? Maybe it's been 10 years, but you do have some experience with it. Here are the tips that I want you to know with blogging. And let me tell you, this applies to everything. If you're not terribly good at Instagram, if you're not very good at Twitter, if you're not very good online, if you're terrified of doing Facebook Lives, right? You delegate those weak spots and go to the places that you're really good at. You got to find your way of sharing. I'm writing an entire book on all the different ways of sharing that are out there. It's called Unstuck. Can I tell you something else I'm working on too? Ooh, you guys are going to get so excited about this. All right, this might take me over the 20 minutes, but I'm going to fly. I have to show you what I did yesterday. I sat down and outlined the entire Game Plan script book that I've been working on for a year and a half now. Do you want to see it? I'm so excited about it. Okay, so I'm working on 2 script books. I've written over 45 lectures. You guys know I am an aromatherapist. I don't recommend that you go for an aromatherapy degree. I recommend that you go and build your diamond ship and build your willable income for your babies first. But that was one of the mistakes that I made, so I wrote about it. I figure I got this certification in like 6 different fields of aromatherapy, might as well use it. So I wrote 45 different scripts. Now, I believe in a 3-to-1 ratio, right? 75 to 80% of your time spent bringing new people in. So 101, 101, 101, oils of the Bible. 101, 101, 101, ooh, 101, 101, 101, feelings kit. 101, 101, 101, beauty school. You guys got it? You got it, right? Keep the ratios correct. Don't go out there and teach all these specialty classes, or I'm going to find you and I'm going to kick your butt. Okay, so here's what I've been working on. I think I could have this thing done in like 2 weeks. All right, I didn't say that loud because my marketing team will yell at me. So here are the scripts that I've gotten written so far. Obviously 101, you guys have that in the back of Game Plan. There's an entire Fearless script that's free on my website. I've written a 102 compliantly on the Golden Touch Kit and body systems and how to double your oils, that collection. Oils of Ancient Scripture, the Bible, 103. Feelings Kit, 104. Oils in the Family, a whole kids lecture. Animal Aromatherapy, Beauty School, and that's all on the art line. Thieves, Toxin-Free Life, you guys can listen to that one. I've not published it yet, but you can listen to it on my website for free. It's one of the textable classes. Ningxia 101 is done. I've got a powerhouse raindrop class, and nobody's ever written a raindrop class before, so I'm kind of excited about that one. I'm a raindrop teacher, so I'm very passionate about that topic. 105, oil affordability. In 16 different ways on how to get your oils cheaper. Infuse 7, the ULA script, that's in my New Balance book that I wrote. Supplements 101, and which supplements you should be on as your core for every single day of your life. And then how to interweave other supplements and do detoxes. I've got 2 business classes, Game Plan Business 101, which is the intro, Business 102, which is the advanced leader. I'm working on one more script right now on the history of Young Living, Seed to Seal, and the legacy of Gary Young, which would be part of this first book. Savvy Minerals Makeover classes, Hair and Nail Care 101. 101, how to take care of your hair and keep it healthy, how to share your story, training for the speaker, because every single one of these scripts has to start with your story when you're talking to a class. A powerful close that leads to starter kit sales will be in there as well. So that's the first one. The second book that I'm working on right now has 3 make and take scripts in it, 302, 303, 304. Oil application 101, where and how and why to use oils on and in the body for the simpleton. Training on neuroauricular technique, advanced Vitaflexing at home. Even a 12-year-old can do it. And I'm telling you, I know that because when I did my Vitaflex certification, my 12-year-old was with me and she beat me. She got higher scores on it. We're just not going to go there. But even a 12-year-old can do it. Let's leave it at that. Oils of Christmas. A closer look behind the story of 3 wise men, Exodus 2, White Angelica, The Gift, Christmas Spirit, the history of gold, frankincense, and myrrh in the frankincense road. Diffusers 101, what each diffuser does, how to use them effectively, and a diffuser blending course. Massage for couples, the top massage essential oils and all the massage oils and how to use them effectively for a romantic boost. A diffusing 101 class, blending 101, so how to create your own blends. Everyday oils class, reconnect class with kid scents featured. French aromatherapy and the 3 schools of thought paired with vitality oils 101, oils in the kitchen, oils in fitness, oiling in the summer, how to use seedlings effectively with your babies at home, how to teach your children to oil with intent and purpose, kid scents, raising oilers, training your kids to build their own oils collections, oiling in the winter, personal care 101, dental, hygiene, a whole sleek weight loss class, building your collection, the first 20 oils you need after the starter kit. So each one of these is another script that you can teach to your team. How to use the Zyto machine for oils application effectively, the art of oils research, what reference guides mean and how to use them. How do you look things up? Oily men, advanced aromatherapy, odd oils you might not know much about, my top favorite blends and top favorite singles. And then I'm going to point to some of my favorite resources in that book, like Perfume Making with the new book from Melissa Pepping and her chemical free books, Gentle Babies, I love by Deborah Rayburn, French aromatherapy, and the Make and Takes with Channel Sullivan. So anyway, that's what I was doing yesterday. Let me get back into my boot camp here. I just had to share it with you because I get so excited about this. I'm supposed to be resting this summer and not doing writing, but I just can't help myself. I get these ideas in my head and I just start busting them out. Now, I've already got 45 of those written, so it's just a matter of compiling them. I also talked to my publisher yesterday to see if we could print that book in color for you because you have to read it. We're going to spiral bind it so you can literally read it right out of the book. So you can teach from it. It's a teaching tool. Anyway, back into boot camp here. Excited and overwhelmed. I know I'm excited about it too. So watch for the script books. Do you know the best way to know when those are coming out? Are you guys on my newsletter? You need to get on my newsletter if you're not on it because everybody finds things out there first. So if you go over to oilabilityteam.com, all right, oilabilityteam.com. And now I've already signed up for it, so it didn't pop up. But when you're on here first, there's a pop-up that pops up on the screen, and it says, do you want to be on the newsletter? Get on it. You just put your name and email on it. Now, I'm the one that writes those newsletters. It's literally a letter from me on my couch to you. I don't believe in spam, and I don't believe in you having to delete a lot of things out of your email account. I'm a mom that has to do that myself. So just know that whenever I write you, there's only 2 reasons I do it, and you want to open those. It's either because I have something new coming out, so a new release, and I'm telling all my newsletter people first, or I'm doing a sale, and I'm going to save you some money on my site. I try to do a sale about once a month. So, yeah, I've got some Spanish products that are going to be releasing here, the very first Spanish products, which I'm super psyched about. And so the people on my newsletter are going to see it first. So if you want to see the stuff first, and the benefit to that is we fill orders in the order they come in. So if you're on the newsletter and you order it first, when I tell everybody on Roundtable at night, or I put a post up on Facebook, we might have already sold out from our newsletter people and we might not have the product anymore. So it's important that you get on that. Yeah, you need to get on it. Get on it. Okay, back to Mary Clendenin and this amazing chapter on blogging. Sorry, I got all excited about my script book. All right, so don't try to learn a new skill if you don't know. But that said, if you do know how to blog, here's the top tips on blogging. Your post should be positive, encouraging, and motivational. You don't put up posts about why you don't or do vaccinate, right? Or what your stance on the pro-life movement is, or who you think should be the next president. Like, that's a super, super good way to lose your whole audience, right? Don't do that. You just keep those posts to yourself, right? Or you share them with your family. Those don't need to be on social media because that's your audience. Those are the people that are watching you that might be on your oils team. So how do I get the newsletter again? It should be a pop-up when you go to my website. There's a window that pops up that says join the newsletter. So start there. All right. Provide good content every single day. How do you find content to write about? How can you think of content? You know how I generate content? Well, right now I generate it based on you. You guys are the ones that told me you wanted a script book, so I'm writing one. You guys are the ones that told me you can't fill classes, so I'm writing Unstuck. You were the ones that told me you need business training, so I wrote Game Plan, and 1.5 million of you guys bought it, right? You're the ones that told me that you're too timid to teach, so I recorded it on a DVD, and so you can just put it in your TV and play it, right? So you tell me what your needs are and I meet them. But it's the same thing. It's the same thing with when you're trying to come up with engaging posts. How are you using your oils? What's a funny thing that happened with oils in your home that day? What's something you struggle with? What's a question you had about oils that day? When things are running through your mind, that's the stuff you talk about on your blog. That's the stuff you talk about on Facebook and Instagram. So providing good content, be where they are. All right. If it's Super Bowl time, then you should be posting about the Super Bowl and oils. Right. You got to be at the water cooler talk. Will I have Unstuck when I come to Canada? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know if I can write it that fast, but I'm trying. People are coming to your page to see what's in it for them, so be where they are. Be in that place. Master one platform before adding another one. So if you're good on Facebook, man, you just knock Facebook out of the water and then learn Instagram. You're good on Instagram, you nail that first and then learn Twitter and then learn Snapchat and then maybe delve into blogging, right? So master one platform first. Don't try to be the jack of all trades and the master of none. Create a culture. You want a culture around you. So engaging posts, how to use the oil, simple recipes, cute quotes, a photo of you using your oils or your family using them or how you use them, right? That's good content. People are going to return for that content. If you blog, 1 in 4 posts should be on oils, right? 1 in 4 posts should be on oils. So the other 3 should be on your family or things you're passionate about. You don't want to over oil post, all right? Over oil a post is bad. I was just on a Twitter feed of somebody who used to work for Young Living, and they now work for another network marketing company. I was looking at their posts, and the last 80 posts were on that other company over and over and over and over and over again. I'm like, dude, you're scaring everybody away. You don't know what you're doing, because people don't want to just hear about oils. They want to hear about you, right? They want to hear about where you're coming from, what you're doing. So right now, you guys want to hear what I'm doing right now and where I'm coming from? Actually, my husband has it in his room. Hey, John Harnish. I can show you exactly what I'm doing right now. It's the most grotesque, awful, horrible thing. Do you have my book, my cleansing book? Do you have it in there?
Yeah.
Okay. So right now I'm in the middle of a bunch of cleanses because I use the summer to cleanse. And before I get back into school year, right, and all the stuff I got to do for school. And so right now, could I just, oh, okay. Thank you, honey. Okay. Thanks. All right. So right now I'm in the middle of cleansing. And tonight is Armageddon night. So I don't know how I'm going to look on boot camp tomorrow night. It could be pretty bad. So you always clean out your exit points first. So I just came off of a really good colon cleanse, actually 2 of them. Then I believe in getting stones out of your liver and gallbladder. So this is the little nugget that I'm in the middle of Armageddon right now. Amazing book, amazing book. And then after that, this masochistic diamond is going into the master cleanse to do a good purge of everything in all my cell tissue. And yeah, it's crazy. Wait, no appearance by John. John's like, nope, yes, I am doing master cleanse. I've actually been prepping my body for it for 6 months to try to take care of all that stuff and junk in my system before then. So talk about yourself when you are when you're blogging or when you're writing any of your posts online. Talk about your a nugget. Did I say nugget? That was a bad pun. I'm sorry, Philip. I didn't even catch that. That's pretty cool. Armageddon night. Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah, it is. So when you lay your head down to sleep tonight, you know what I'm doing tonight, right? And I don't know what I'm going to look like tomorrow, but I'm going to try to be as fun and entertaining and energetic as I can. So you want to create a culture and you want to make sure that you're talking about yourself. I do one cleanse after another. Joy, you got to keep in mind, I've been prepping my body for almost 6 months for this, almost 6 months. So yeah, I mean, I did the colon cleanse before convention, both of them. I've been working on the miracle cleanse actually for the last week without you guys even knowing what I've been doing on these boot camps every single day. And then I start master cleanse next week. So yeah, it's kind of a crazy summer for me. But you always want to make sure you're talking about yourself too, because people want to know you. They want to know what's on the other side of the camera and the other side of the post. And so you got to be there for them, and you're real if you're talking about you, right? You become real to them. So how do you blog? You choose a name, you choose a platform like WordPress. That's the most popular and it's really easy to use. Well, easier than some of the other ones out there. You choose a hosting company like Bluehost. You pick a domain name like oilabilityteam.com. You choose a logo, and then you create great content. You should write about 10 posts before you make that page live, and then make sure you capture their email address. Always, always, always. This is a really good place, again, to plug my newsletter. Because that's how I stay in touch with you. There's over 40,000 people on my newsletter right now at oilabilityteam.com. And I showed you, just go to the website, pop-up comes up, sign up for it. It's literally two lines you fill in, super easy. And the advantage is you know about the new stuff coming out, and you get a leg up on the sales that I'm going to be running. And I also run contests just for my newsletter followers. So the world is a really big place, guys, and it gives you, being online gives you this massive, massive platform. So just know that you still have to build relationships, though, no matter what your platform looks like. Being behind the screen does not get you out of investing in people. My colon cleanse, I just did Young Living's protocol for that. So go look up the colon protocol in the catalog that came with your starter kit, and you'll see it if you look under supplements. I'm Young Living all the way. All right, all the way. All right, so the world, it's huge. It's huge, and we're entering new markets constantly. So you can tap into some of those by being online and having an online presence, right? All right, so that's Mary Clendenin. She's pretty amazing, and you can check out more of her writing and blogging at theencouraginghome.com. Now we're going to talk Facebook for a minute, and then we're going to go into strategy. Facebook training is something that I wrote. I wrote the section in this book because Facebook and me are friends. That is my platform of choice. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm Sarah Harnish. I got several thousand followers. I put one post up, and then I didn't go back on Instagram for like a year, and there was like 6,000 of you guys on there then following me. I was like, I should probably start posting on here too. So I've been trying to get a post up, once a week, so that you guys that are on Instagram will see me over there a little bit more as well. But I figure I've got Facebook mastered now, right? But Facebook alone, I sold 1.5 million copies of Game Plan from 4 Facebook posts is what started the whole thing, right? 4 simple posts. So to put this section together on Facebook, I looked at over 20 market studies that were done in the last 3 years, and that's where I get my facts and my figures from. So here are my top tips for Facebook. And I tell you, I'm a Facebook junkie, so this is like my zone. Go live as much as you can. As much as you can. Going live, your presence is increased this much versus just putting a post up. So many more people are going to see it if you're actually going live. Oh, thank you for the newsletter shout out. That's how you get your biggest audience. Case in point, I go live on a roundtable. I have 25,000 people, on boot camp. We've had 170,000 so far on the very first boot camp that I did. If I put a Facebook post up, I might get, on a really good post, I'll get 65,000 on it, right? On a super, super good post, I'll get 120,000, but those are really rare. I get like 2 or 3 of those a year. Most of my posts, I'll have 12,000 people will see it on a page with 50,000 on it, right? So you see the difference between just a post versus a Facebook Live? So much more engagement because Young Living, because Facebook loves Facebook Lives. They love them. So they push all the audience to the Facebook Lives. And if you want to make sure you're not missing one, you just click the follow button in the top right when I go live, and you'll see me immediately whenever I go live. So Facebook Live is the place to be. What if you're more reserved and not as outspoken? I'm going to speak directly to you, Rachel, right now, okay? Here's some other tips. Have good lighting. Good lighting. And you don't need an expensive setup. Do you want a really good laugh? I'll give you a really good laugh tonight. All right. This is my setup for doing boot camp in front of 170,000 people. This cost me $7 from Walmart, plus the stool, probably $20, so maybe a $27 investment. I put a piece of paper over it with tape. And I'm so cheap that this is from my first boot camp. The one that I did a year and a half ago, I'm still using the same light, right? Look at that. Desk lamp, $7, Walmart. Do I have a huge, nice setup? No, not really. I don't believe in spending more than you make. But I do believe in being able to see my face. It's really important to be able to see the face. So if I turn this light off, look what happens. See that? Much harder to see. Much, much harder to see. If I don't have my overhead lights off, good lighting is everything. Check this out. When you're doing a Facebook Live with poor lighting, this is what your Facebook Live looks like. What if you're doing a Facebook Live and the lighting's behind you, right? Doesn't look so good. So super important. Lighting is everything. Get a $7 light, sit in front of it. You're going to save your Facebook Lives. Bam. Look at that. Isn't that so much better? What else? Look at the camera on your phone, not your face. So when I'm talking to you, I'm not looking where my face is. I'm looking above at the camera up there on my phone. So also begin and end the video smiling. Right? A smile just connects you with the people that are on the other end. Know your content and know you're out so that you look intelligent as you end. So know your content. So what do I mean by that? I always bullet point out whatever I'm going to talk about. These are my notes for tonight. Right? I got it all bullet pointed out, all my boot camp notes. I spend about 4 to 5 hours a day outlining what I'm going to talk about at night so that I can keep these videos concise and tight. Do I hold my phone? I know, Tracy, everybody makes fun of me about this. I do hold my phone for the entire thing, but there's a lot of different things that you can get that you can stick your phone in. You don't have to be Sarah Harnish. You can go and get yourself something that's really technologically advanced and cool. But know your content. So bullet point 3 or 4 things you want to talk about, get on, get off, keep it tight. That's important, really, really important. The average person is only going to watch a video that's about 2 minutes or less. Within 2 minutes, they get disengaged. Now, boot camp seems to be the exception to the rule. You guys stay on all the way to the end because you're crazy. I don't even know. You're insane. But you want to keep your videos really tight. Now with team trainings, I'll go 20, 30 minutes on those. But the shorter you keep your content, the better. More people are going to watch it. And they're going to watch it to the end. That's why I'm shooting a second boot camp right now, is to tighten it up for you. Use Facebook to train your team. Appointment listening, right? Tell them when you're going to be there. Tell them again, and then be there. Right? Be there. Appointment listening. It's a term that we use in radio when we tell people when we're going to do newscasts, right? Go live when you got a strong connection. You don't want it dropping out on you. And then have good names for your titles on your videos. Think it through before you actually go live. So don't just say video 816. Say Psycho Savvy Brushes giveaway, right? Psycho Savvy Brushes giveaway. Bullet point out what you want to say. All right. And then people got to be able to find your stuff. So give it something unique. Then when you go live, remember, ask your followers to subscribe to you. And then you choose whether or not you want to respond to them when you're interacting. In this format, there are tens of thousands of you. So for me to respond to every single thing that I see underneath, it would make these videos like 4 hours long if I answered every question you asked. I do try to go back after the videos are over, sometime in that week or the week after, and respond to a few of the questions. Sometimes there's like 2,000 or 3,000 questions and I can't get to all of them, but I do my very, very best to get to it. But, on the actual video isn't always the best place to respond. Sometimes going back and just typing it in, they're going to see it if you respond then. Go live often because it builds an audience and it builds trust. And then keep your videos tight, right? Tips on how to get the most views on Facebook. There are certain words that Facebook doesn't like. They don't like contest, giveaway. I give you a big long list of them in the game plan book, the second edition. This is new second edition material, by the way. So if you got the old book, you're not going to have this in it. You can put stars or dashes between the letters, and that will help it from getting flagged, from seeing it. They also don't like promotional posts or links that take people off of Facebook. So if you're putting a link and it takes them to your blog or takes them somewhere else, they don't really like that. Anything that's salesy, I have put posts up and waited and only seen 3 people seeing them because I had a link in there to the Oilability team page. So I wait. Is this personal or business page? It's however you choose to do it. All right. If it's on personal or business, it doesn't matter. All right. It doesn't matter. Other things, watch your wording and don't put a lot of links in or they're going to hold back who sees it. Facebook loves. So you see what you guys are doing? You're loving what I'm saying right now. You are increasing the visibility of this video like crazy. When you love something, it means so much more to Facebook than a like. So all of your guys' little thumbs up just switched from all the thumbs up to now hearts instead. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's totally different in the Facebook algorithm. So get on and love your own stuff right away, and then more people are going to be able to see it. All right. Ask people to love your posts. Love them. This is Facebook Live or posting. It doesn't matter. Respond to your own posts when you post them because more people will see it because it boosts it up on their feed. That's the way that the algorithm works. Hashtags kill views. So post frequently, have encouraging content, don't hashtag it. Facebook doesn't like hashtags. And then timing matters. Researchers say the best time to post is 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and 3 p.m. And they say the best days are Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I'm going to open Game Planner sales in about a week, okay? So watch for it. It's coming. And they say Sunday is the highest engagement. Ignore everything I just told you because it's completely upside down. Totally upside down. I know because I've got a website that has 300,000 now. It was 100,000 when I wrote the book, but now 300,000 unique hits a month on it. Unique meaning new people that come to my website. And then, I got tens of thousands on this page. And so we watch the traffic on this page and we watch the traffic on our website, and we've hit every single day and every single hour of every day. And there are times when Young Living people are not on. Okay. And mostly that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Why is that? Well, first off, there's a disproportionate amount of Christians in Young Living. And so they're in church on Sunday and they're in church on Wednesday. So if you're doing stuff on Sundays and Wednesdays, you're not going to get a lot of feedback from Young Living people. About 80 to 90% of them have faith-based values and they're just not on. They believe in honoring Sabbath. They believe in going to church, resting with their families. So you're not going to see them as much as you would. I'll tell you too, most of us are teaching on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, right? Sometimes Sunday, but usually Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So the best time to get high engagement on your post is Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. We see huge peaks in Tuesdays. So that's why I do roundtable every Tuesday night. Now you know the method to my madness, right? Because you guys are on, you're not out there teaching. I know, isn't that crazy? So it's totally opposite of what Facebook tells you. It truly is opposite. So for Young Living, 7 to 9 a.m., all right, is the best time to post. 12 to 1 or 7 to 9 p.m. That's when Young Living people are on. 7 to 9 a.m., 12 to 1, 7 to 9 p.m. That's why we're doing boot camp, 8:30 at night, right? Time zones. 80% of the U.S. population lives in the Eastern and Central time zones. So base all of your posting off of that data. Best day of the week, I told you guys, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. And we have stats from more than 1 million Young Living users that have frequented our website and Facebook. So that's when you guys are on, right? Facebook is a very powerful tool. Oh, somebody decided they're going to call me right now. That's not very good. Facebook is a powerful tool, but don't be intimidated. Don't be intimidated by it at all. Don't say, I can't ever go live. I want you to remember we talked about confidence and about doing hard things that scare you, and stepping outside your comfort zone and speaking life and speaking the opposite of your fear. That's when you start to walk. That's when you start to walk, right? So go do something that scares you this week. Maybe it's alive. Go get yourself a $7 Walmart lamp, put a piece of paper over it, tape some stickers to it, on the side, tape the paper down, and then go live for 2 minutes on your page and just see what happens. I think you're going to make it on the other end. I think you'll survive, right? I'll tell you, for me, one of the best perks about being a diamond is seeing my leaders rank up. It's the freedom that they get to experience and the lives that they get to lead forever because they were willing to do the hard things to make their business grow. The hard things like Facebook Lives, right? The payoff in personal growth is something that you cannot put into words. The payoff in personal growth is incredible. All right. Chapter 18, you ready for it? Now we're back on track. This is a Young Living strategy guide on where to sign new oilers. This is one of the top questions that I get. Number one questions I get in all of Young Living is, okay, all right, Sarah, I took your advice. I built a relationship. A woman's coming to my house. She's got 3 people. I read the script. Oh my word, they all want to get kids. What do I do? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Somebody help me, right? Somebody save me. All right, so here we go. This is your streak of boot camp. Hey, Angelina, your video's going out over mine. So here's your meat and potatoes. Here's your steak. Here's your gravy. All right. This is like you're in it to win it. Intense training for boot camp. John and I, all 5 ranks that we did, executive, silver, gold, platinum, and diamond, all of those ranks, our legs and our OGV crossed for the first time on the same day. All right, I'm going to repeat that. Executive, silver, gold, platinum, and diamond. All of those ranks, our OGV crossed for the first time to hit the new rank, and our leg crossed for the first time to hit the new rank on the same day. So one of our strengths is strategy, right? We're really good at strategizing. I mean, the goal is not to have your OGV cross and then sit there for half a year and wait for your legs, right? Or to have your legs cross and sit there for half a year and wait for your OGV, or longer. So here's how we did it. All right, here's how we did it. I do want to say we're not even close to the experts on this. There are 450 diamonds that I know that are doing this, and they're amazing. All right, they're amazing with their own strategy and their own system. So if you've been trained a different way, again, it's one way of many. There's many ways to get from point A to point B, right? The neat thing is there's more than one way to strategize your rank too. But I can show you the 2 most popular ways that have results. So you guys ready? Here's one thing to keep in mind. This is the only thing you remember from the training tonight. Keep this right here in the forefront of your mind. There's only 2 mistakes you can make when you're strategizing. Only 2 mistakes you can make. Building too deep and building too wide, right? Build too deep, build too wide. If you do that, then you're going to wait a long time to be able to rank up. So more than 7 wide, more than 5 deep. There's no reason to sign somebody on level 42 underneath. You're not going to get paid on them, right? There's no reason to go build leg 25 because you only need 6 to be Royal Crown Diamond. So you don't want to be too wide. You don't want to be too deep. No too wide, no too deep. So here are the 2 trainings that I'm going to give you on. This is brand new content out of the 2nd edition of the game plan book. This section, I consulted with a team of Royal Crown Diamonds for 4 months. We went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I found a whole bunch of green diamonds, and I said, all right, I'm blue. I want to make sure I come out right saying this, and I don't want to put down any other strategy systems. Help me with this. And so this part of the book was the hardest part of the 2nd edition of game plan for me to write. Then we took it to a graphic artist, and we're going to explain this in the simplest way you have ever heard strategy explained in your life. I promise. I even made pictures. No, I would not pay the fees to reconstruct my legs. I don't believe in that. And Young Living's made it very difficult for you to be able to switch people around because they spend a lot of time and a lot of employee hours and resources just shuffling people around. The right answer is just have your strategy in place when you start so you don't have to move people around, okay? Now you can only move people around if it's an emergency. So don't do that. Don't do that. Just sign in the right place at the first time. All right, here we go. Get out your brain power. I'm going to train you. Focused on silver is one of 2 ways of building your business, okay? So let's get a little bit of language out of the way first. PGV is volume outside of your legs, okay? It's volume outside of your legs. So, if you got 2 legs that are building really, really big, that's the volume that's outside of it. PV is your personal volume. All right. Level 1 is somebody who signed directly underneath you. So if you sign them up, you're the sponsor, you're the enroller, right? You're the sponsor, you're the enroller. So the focused on silver strategy, this is the way that I built my team. Again, it is definitely not the only way to build, but it is one way to build. And we hit silver in 12 weeks. So it worked really well for me. What I did was I taught classes. I taught 4 classes a month. And every time somebody wanted to sign, I signed them up directly under me. Bam, 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 bam. I signed 10 people under me. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 people underneath me at 100 PV. So the first thing I did is I built 1,000 in volume directly under me, right? 1,000 in volume directly under me. I got those 10 people on Essential Rewards. There they are. Bam. And now I'm ready to build legs. And so I pick 2 of them and I take them to 4,000. And I just build equally under each one. I teach one class, I sign them under this person. I teach another class, sign them under here. Teach another class under here, under here, under here, under here. So these legs are growing about the same time, and they hit 4,000 each, and we've got our silver ship. Okay, so step 1, sign everybody under me, right? Everybody under me, and get them on Essential Rewards until I have 1,000 people. Or 1,000 people, 1,000 in volume, right? That's your purchase and the purchase of everybody underneath you. And then I take 2 of those legs, build them equally to 4,000 each. Bam, done. Okay, that is focused on silver. The second way that's very, very popular in building is rising star method. Now, this one looks a little more complicated. It's not too bad. It really, truly isn't too bad. I'm going to explain rising star to you the clearest that you have ever heard in your entire life. Ever, 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 ever. It's broken down into step 1, step 2, step 3. You just follow the 3 steps and you're able to cash in on all the bonuses. We even color-coded the bonuses for you so you could see it. And I'll talk to you about the advantages and disadvantages of building a rising star in just a second. So, step 1, you build 7 people underneath you. They're level 1, right? Level 1 underneath you at 300 PV, right? So, 1 person at 300, 2 people at 300, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, 6, 7. 7 legs, all at 300. So maybe 1 person spends 100. Well, then you sign 2 people under them at 100, so you get that leg at 300. And maybe this person, they spend 300 a month, so they're good, right? Then this person, they only spend 50 a month, so you sign a couple more people under them, 100, 150, right, until you get them to 300. And this person spends 200 PV a month, and so you get 1 person under them at 100 PV. And this person spends all 300 PV, so you go to the next person, right? So the first step is 7 legs at 300 PV. And a couple of them might have a person or 2 under them. You're not building anybody deep yet. You're just making sure all 7 are at 300. That's step 1. And they're signed right under you, or 1 or 2 in if you're getting them to that 300 number, right? Step 2, you take 2 of those legs and you take them to 500. All right, so you got all these legs, you got all 7 of them, you got the 6 you need for Royal Crown Diamond and 1 bonus leg just in case in your back pocket, and you take 2 of those legs to 500. So now you're going to get your shares for this, all right, all that dark color, and then you're going to get your shares for having 2 at 500. Then step 3, you take the 2 at 500 and you build them to 1,000, and you take 2 other of your 300s and you build them to 500. And in that way, you cash in on every single bonus in the Rising Star method, right? This bonus, this bonus, this bonus, this bonus. You get them all. Got it? Step 1, 7 people at 300 PV. Step 2, 2 of them to 500. Step 3, those 2 to 1,000 and 2 new ones to 500. And you've got your Rising Star nailed. Everybody understand it? Don't all your level 1s have to be 100 PV each for the 300 account? Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. You are right. Correct. Also, you only have 24 months to cash in on the bonuses from this. So once you hit it, after 24 months, you're not going to get it anymore. All right, you're not going to get it anymore. So clear as mud? Yeah, sorry about that. They do. The top level does have to have 100 all the way across. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. All right, jump back into this. So those are the 2 most powerful things. They do not have to be on essential rewards. Nope, they just have to have the volume. Just have to have the volume, okay? Yep, Eva 4S, you got that. Exactly, and now you understand Rising Star. So let's talk about the perks and disadvantages and advantages. All right, so the perks of Rising Star, you energize your leaders by building under them. You energize them, okay? So they get excited. So if you got one person spend 100 PV and you put somebody under them that's spending 200 PV, they get excited. We also talked about earlier, if you have a team lead, a person on your team, and they have one person under them, they are 90% less likely to drop off your team if they have one person under them, right? Okay, Lisa is telling me they do have to be on essential rewards, and if I got that wrong, I apologize. Apologize for that. I know you got to have them at 300 PV. So make sure 300 PV. Yeah, 24 months. No, it's not after getting your kit. It's after hitting rank. All right. So, all right. So the perks, you get your leaders excited by building underneath them. You cash in on all those bonuses, right? The average bonuses, for Rising Star, I mean, they add up. They add up quickly, and it's all outlined in this chapter for you. And then you got all 6 of your Royal Crown Diamond legs ready to go, right? With a backup leg just in case. So those are the perks of Rising Star bonus. The downside of building that way over the focused on silver method is you're building volume in legs that you don't need yet, right? So what do I mean by that? What am I talking about? Well, when you're building Rising Star, you're building this leg and this leg and this leg and this leg, right? Instead of focusing on the 2 that you need to get to silver. Okay, do you understand? You're building volume in legs that you don't need yet, because it's going to take you a little while before you need that Royal Crown Diamond leg, and a bit before Crown, and a little bit before Diamond, right? But you need those silver legs like your first 12 weeks. So the 300 OGV for each leg, not 300 PV for each leg, no. 300 OGV. So each of those legs has to have a volume of 300, with the top person having a volume of 100 and being on essential rewards. Okay? Sorry about that. Okay. So one of the downsides to Rising Star is that it can cost you a little bit of extra time to hit those first couple of ranks. Now, once you get it rolling, it's going to go fast because you got those other, you're not starting from 0 for those other legs. So it'll literally be bam, 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 bam when you're hitting your ranks. But it might take you a little longer to get to silver and a little longer to get to gold, because you're building volume in legs you don't need volume in yet to be able to hit that. So the disadvantage is if you've got a leader that squirrels on you, that goes, wah, and then they jump off to the next network marketing company in 2 months, maybe the fastest way to get their attention is the focused on silver method, because they're going to rank very fast with that method. They're going to hit silver faster than they would with Rising Star, because instead of spreading their volume out over 6 legs, it's in the 2 legs they need to get to those 4,000 each. All right. It's not necessarily a better way. It's just a different way of being able to rank up. All right. So for some that need to see the check, and they need to see it fast, and they only give the business this much time before they decide network marketing doesn't work, it might be quicker to do the focused on silver method. Okay. For those of you that are paying attention to those bonuses and you want to get every single gold coin along the way and show your husband the paycheck, he needs to see the bonuses in your check. Rising Star is the better way to go. Okay, that's the better way to go. So let me flip this over and just show you one more time. All right, Rising Star, 7 people at 300. They do have to be on essential rewards, that top person on the leg, and they have to spend at least 100 PV. Step 2, you take 2 of those legs to 500. Step 3, take the 2 to 500 to 1,000 and 2 new ones to 500. That is Rising Star. All right. Focused on silver, you get 10 people on you on essential rewards. Why? because that gives you your 1,000 PGV that you need to be able to hit silver. You got to have 1,000 outside of your legs, right? Then you take 2 of the legs to 4,000 each, and bam, you got it. All right, bam, you got it. Okay. If silver is an income, you can't leave your job. What would you suggest? You got to go with the way that is going to keep you moving, right? So if Rising Star and getting those bonuses in your check is going to keep you moving, then you do that. If building those 2 legs and getting to silver as fast as you can is going to keep you moving, then you do that, right? It depends on the personality type, and it depends on how you build, right? On how you build. Yes, the clock starts on Rising Star when you first hit star. Absolutely. Okay. Sarah, I can't find anybody who wants to be a leader. Nobody wants to be a business builder for me. Guys, I can't find anybody who doesn't want to share. And I'm not even kidding about that. When people tell me they don't have an interest, my jaw hits the floor. I'm like, really? Like, you're a millionaire? I didn't even know that. That's awesome. That's so cool, because that's where this goes, right? It's legit. Unless you're a millionaire, it's better than what you're doing. 98% of Americans are working for the paycheck, not the passion. They're working for the paycheck, not the passion. You get both. You get the paycheck and the passion. You get paid like a rocket scientist without the degree, right? Truly paid like a rocket scientist without the degree. That's where this goes when you're consistent with it and tenacious with it. And you have the passion and you build with strategy, right? You pay attention to where your legs are at and you're placing people strategically in your organization. So the other thing I want to tell you too is don't judge a book by its cover, because you never know where it's going to lead. You never know who the people are that are going to get excited about the business. So one of my top business tools is Why Do Young Living is a Business, the DVD. There's 2 DVDs in here. One of them is the 101 class. The other one's Why Do Young Living is a Business. I play that DVD for 10 minutes after every class I teach, because it goes through the whole game plan mini in just a few minutes. It says, listen, these are the perks to doing this. You want to get your oils for free? This is how you do it. Sit down, read the script to a few people. That's it. Rinse and repeat. Show them how to get a kit, right? That's it. And so if you're having a hard time finding leaders, share the business opportunity with them when they're in the classes and get them excited. Most people start for the product. They start for the love of the product, right? They fall in love with the product, and then they fall in love with the business. There are not too many people I've seen that lead with the business first. There are a few, but it's definitely not the majority. Most of the people fall in love with Young Living. And so start with the 92% that are interested in the product and work from there, right? Start with the 92%. And so also I tell you, pray for leaders. Ask the Lord for them. Maybe one of the reasons why you haven't found any is because you're not getting on your knees. You're waiting. You're trying to do this whole thing on your own, and you're not giving God the glory for the fact that He's the one that actually builds your business for you. He brings the people to your classes. He gets people excited, right? He builds that lifestyle desire in your team. He gets people energized, and He's going to bring your leaders to you, right? He's going to bring them to you. We're going to talk about sponsoring a roller in just 1 second, all right? And where to place people that way. So I had a dry spell for about 8 weeks in my business. I didn't have any leaders at all anywhere. And I got down on my knees. I fasted for an entire day, got down on my knees and just prayed. I'm like, God, this is what I need. I need this personality type. I need that here, and here. I need it in this leg. I need it under this person. I need this type of fire. I need this type of person that is sensitive to people, that can build the relationships on this leg. And I prayed very specifically for certain color personalities, for certain traits, for certain places, under certain leaders, very specifically and deliberately, and wrote it all out. And I'm not even joshing with you guys. The next day I had 7 totally different people call me and say, hey, I've actually been considering the business for a while. I haven't talked to you about it yet. Can you talk to me a little bit more about that? And so, like, getting on your knees, man, there's power in prayer, legit power in prayer. And so if you're not utilizing the power of prayer and oils, if you're not utilizing that over your leaders, start. Just start. Go grab Monique McLean's 21 Days of Prayer book, get down on your knees and integrate that into your business, and truly, really pray for leaders. Pray that God brings the most amazing people with integrity and honor to your organization that are going to blow up, that catch the vision, that don't need any pushing, and be specific when you pray. All right, be specific. Okay. Last thing I want to talk to you guys about, and I got to do this really fast because I'm just so over time tonight and I'm trying so hard. I want to talk about poaching. And I want to talk about strategic placement and upline support, okay? Strategic placement and upline support. Let's talk about poaching for just a minute. We talked about integrity earlier, and I'm going to hit on integrity again, because what you do when nobody's looking, man, you serve a great big God who is looking. Poaching is when somebody's already signed to another Young Living team and you actively try to recruit them to your own team. I don't care if they were signed at a vendor event and they have never met their sponsor in their life. Can you hear my heart on this? God has a reason for where each person ends up. Okay, God has a reason for where every single person ends up. It is no mistake. It is his design where they have landed. All right. It is unethical to poach from other teams. It's the same thing as stealing. I know you guys, I know you would not walk into a store and walk out with a product that you haven't paid for, right? And yet leaders seem to have no issue at all trying to convince somebody to be on their team because they're local or because they have no upline support system, okay? They seem to have no issue at all just going and saying, well, they should be on my team. They would blossom if they were working with me. They would blossom if they were working with a friend. Can you hear my heart on this? When you poach from another team, you're taking somebody else's hard work. Perhaps they poured time into that person you didn't know. Even if it's a vendor event, they poured time into them. Time is the most precious thing that they have. They may have financially invested in them with educational material. When you walk off with that member, you've stolen something precious from that team, and it's wrong. It's wrong to do that. If you want the Lord's blessing on your business, it's important that you are ethical when nobody's watching what you're doing. You got to be ethical about how you run and how you lead your business in those still quiet places. Those quiet places between when you're just alone with a leader, when you're instant messaging somebody at night, when you're at a class and a leader on somebody else's team shows up at your class looking for support, when somebody sends you that random email message about switching to your team, it's in those places that the Lord is watching how you run your business. So what choice will you make? Will you run it with integrity? And will you run your business with honor? Maybe the Lord's not bringing leaders to your organization because you're not having integrity in how you run your business, right? Maybe the Lord's not filling your classes because of the things you're doing when nobody's looking. And so I really want to challenge you on that, right? I just want to challenge you. So cross-line recruiting is when you actively hunt out other distributors and leaders and other people's teams with leading questions or tactics to get them to switch teams, right? Like telling somebody they can only attend your event if they switch to your team. That's unethical. Hey, I got somebody in the room right now you guys have to meet because she's got the most amazing story and she just tried to walk out. Check this out. This is Sarah Rucker. She's my assistant. She's amazing. She's my left and right hand. If you've won something, she's probably sent it to you. Sarah almost signed me to her team.
Yeah.
I am not on Sarah's team. I love this woman with my whole heart, and it breaks my heart. But you know what? She didn't try to poach me. She didn't try to unethically recruit me, right? She's building her business, amazing business. She could have had Sarah Harnish sign on her team. What do you want to say to those who toy with those thoughts?
Who toy with those thoughts about poaching?
Taking from other people's teams,
from other people. God won't honor that. God will bless you where you're at, and you need to honor your upline and your downline and Young Living because they're an amazing company, and you need to honor that.
Yeah, yeah. So the reason she didn't sign me.
Yeah, really the reason?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't to poach you.
No, it wasn't to poach me. No.
Okay, so the reason I didn't sign her was because I didn't know what I was talking about. I didn't know how to sign her. I didn't talk about it. I should have just gone up to her and said, hey, I know this thing, and I think you'll like it, because I thought in my head, well, Sarah would probably like these oils because she's starting to get like all earthy, crunchy, so she might like these oils, but I don't know what to say, so nah, never mind. And a couple months later, someone else signed her, and I lost Sarah Harnish. Yeah, so train who you talk to. Whoever you talk to about Young Living, train them how to talk to other people.
Yeah.
Train them how to build their business. So
I love this woman with my whole heart. And now I get to work with her anyway. Did you see how God brought that full circle?
Yeah.
See, we don't get to be on each other's teams. But she's like the most amazing, awesome, incredible friend and employee, because it's like almost 10 o'clock at night and she's still here, right? She's awesome. Sorry about that. So anyway, yeah. Sarah Rucker. They're like just praising the tar out of you. You have to go watch this. Yeah. Love ya. All right. So that's what I have to say about poaching. And that's what I got to say about, that's why it's so important training people, All right, that's why game plan is so important, all right? Because you got to get out there and train your people or they don't know what to say, right? They don't know what to say. So never instruct anybody to create a duplicate account. Husbands and wives, well, now we can have accounts as of August 1st, right? They weren't before, and unless they were married, to be signed to the same account. But what I mean by that is don't say, oh, you've already got an account under so-and-so. Why don't you have your husband sign under me, right? That's wrong. That's wrong. I believe with my full heart that what you do will be returned to you when you let a leader go who's already signed elsewhere, right? You walk away just like Sarah just did. That was really, really hard. Really, really hard, but integrity will be blessed, all right? What do I do when somebody contacts me and wants to be on my team? Because I get a ton of that from Game Plan. I look into their virtual office. I tell them to look under my account in their virtual office, give me the name of their upline diamond, and then I connect them with their diamond. Okay, so they have support. Maybe the person above you might not be doing the business, but I know 450 awesome, amazing, incredible diamonds who are working really hard behind the scenes, and I know they would love to support their teams, right? So just because you don't know the 5 people above you, I didn't know the 5 people above me, it doesn't mean you can't still build, right? So connect them with their diamonds. Yep. No diamond grew 5 legs on somebody else's labor. If they want it, you got to get out there and fight it, right? It's not your job to build their team or to move them to a place where they can build better. It's your job to run your team ethically. So let them grow ethically where they are. All right, where they are. And then a word on upline support here real quick. While I'm on the topic of uplines, the members signed above you, it's one more thing I want to include in the chapter because we're talking about strategy. Don't blame your upline if you feel like you don't have support because that's another excuse, right? You bloom where the Lord has planted you. After the person signed me, the one that signed me immediately switched to a different network marketing company. And then the 2 other people above them switched to another network marketing company. And I didn't know anybody in Young Living until I was almost silver. I met my upline diamond twice and saw her in person 2 times before I made diamond. All right. And then I met the rest of my upline on Diamond Retreat this year in person. So, you don't need it to grow. Don't use that as an excuse. You're the one responsible for your business, right? Your upline doesn't need to provide you with resources or money or time or gifts or training. There's so much training out there from so many places that if you can't get your hand on something your upline's developed, then you'll blossom and bloom by purchasing another team's material, right? I mean, Game Plan's all Team Young Living. We work for the same company. We're all Young Living cousins. So you roll up your sleeves, you do your homework, you study, and you grow. Expecting gifts or encouragement from your upline puts a lot of pressure on somebody else, right? They're trying to build their crown diamond leg and their royal crown diamond leg and their diamond leg. So don't do that. All right, strategic placement. One more thing that I want to say, and then I'm going to let you guys go tonight because many of you guys have asked me, what do I do if I have a leader that wants to build the business, but they want to be trained on how to do it? And I told you, just grab the script and read it. It doesn't require training. If you can read, if you are a literate human being, then you can do this without training, right? But if they tell you, I really want to see it, what is your response to them? Your response to them is you go invest in them, all right? Go invest in them. I give away my check all the time when I'm teaching, all the time. So strategic placement is not poaching. All right. And it's not unethical. It's you teaching and placing people where you choose to place them so that you can grow certain legs so that you can rank up. All right. There's nothing unethical about that at all. So where you choose to put them. Do I give away my enroller and sponsor? You bet your bippy I give away my enroller and sponsor because guess what? The $50 I'm going to lose teaching for one of my leaders is so worth the vision that they get when they explode and become a diamond underneath me. Hello, right? I mean, goodness, it's crazy. What do you get paid? $128 per silver every single month, right? So in 1 month of them hitting silver, I would get double my investment back just from them holding their rank. Gold, you get more, platinum, you get more. So gosh, pour into your team, pour into your leaders. If they ask you to come share and they want to see it, then go do it. Go do it. Who cares if you get $50 less in your paycheck? Guys, you already got the vision. You already know where you're going. All right. You already got it all down. You don't need the vision. You don't need the mindset. You don't need all that. Give it to your leaders so they can see where it's going. When you win Silver Retreat, don't you take your spouse with you? Don't you take your best friend who isn't even doing Young Living. Take a leader who needs vision. Take one of your leaders with you and sit them at a table loaded with silvers and platinums and golds and diamonds. Give them the vision. That's the best gift you can give your leaders, is where this is going. Matter of fact, Trina Holden is on here right now. Trina Holden came with me on one of my leaders retreats, and she's going to go platinum this year, right? I'm so proud of her. So, man, you got to invest in your people. You got to believe in your people more than you watch your paycheck. Again, God is going to bring that back to you. Stop holding on to your business like this. Let it go. You serve a great big God who knows the pennies in your bank account. He knows your struggles. He knows you need leaders. The problem is you're trying to run your business without him. Knock it off. Don't do that. You let God run your business. You get on your knees and you pray for what your needs are, and then you do the things that grow your business. You teach classes. You get out there, stop making excuses for the things that you're afraid of. You train your leaders so they know how the heck to talk to people, and you get your people on ER and train them in the lifestyle. That's how you build this business, all right? That's how you build this business. That's what I'm going to leave it on. Yes, give your check away. Go do it. Go do it. So, all right. Why do you do the work of teaching, give the check away? Because it's investment in your team and it's worth it. They're worth it. Your leaders are worth it. How do you know if you have a leader? They're spending 100 PV a month and they're willing to teach. They're willing to do it, right? Show them how to do it. Set them on fire and go spin the next plate. You got this. You're amazing. You're a rock star. You're going all the way to Diamond, Crown Diamond, or Royal Crown Diamond. Man, you got to wake up every day knowing who you are. You're worried about that $50 you're not going to get signing that kit. You're going to be Royal Crown Diamond. What do they make? $240,000 a month? Man, invest in your leaders. Look forward. Don't look down at your check. Look forward and pour into your team. Your team is worth the investment. Okay? Do you still keep them as enrolled but give the bonuses to the sponsors? No, I sign the enroller and the sponsor onto the person who's hosting the class. Okay? I give it away because I believe in investing in my team. All right? I love you guys. Have an awesome, awesome, awesome night. Tomorrow we're going to tackle chapters 19 and 20. Whoo, we're almost through this. We got 3 more nights. And we're going to talk tomorrow about the key to reaching and maintaining rank and balance. How do you do this business with children? How do you do this business with a spouse, with a job, with a full-time job? How do you juggle all of that, right? We got 3 days left. We're almost done. I know I went long. I'm so sorry about that. I have so much to tell you, so much to invest in you. You've nearly survived Game Plan Boot Camp. I know you guys can do the last 3 days. I am so very proud of you in the investment that you've made in yourself. So get out there. You go to bed knowing who you are. Know who you belong to, whose you are, right? You serve a mighty God who has not forgotten about your business. He's not forgotten about the $50 in your paycheck, right? He has not forgotten about your integrity and your moral core and who you are deep in here. You are a diamond rising. So get out there and go act like it. Act as if the rank has already happened. You're going to carry yourself totally differently. You're going to speak differently, spend your time differently, pour into your leaders differently. All of it is different when you wake up every day knowing who you are. I love you guys, and I'll see you for the next boot camp.